Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I want to make a video about this. I had made one on my original channel, my main channel, for about toxic people, and but I just today or yesterday I made all those videos private. I have a video about why, but so I wanted to make one about this for this channel, and because I keep seeing it, okay. And it's about really gross and disgusting and, just bad hygiene habits. Now, I'm not a doctor, a healthcare professional. I'm not a, healthcare professional provider. These are just my opinions. Read the disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. Just my views. And I could be wrong, but no. I don't think so, but I could be, you never know. And I'm not a perfect person. I'm not. Nobody is. I've never known anybody to be perfect. But no, there are no perfect people. We all make mistakes. We all do things that, might annoy another person. Nobody's going to love everything you do. This kind of thing. Okay. And like me, I have really bad allergies. I cough a lot and all this. Okay. Just like in another video, I made this comment, and I turned it off because I started coughing, and now I feel it. I just come outside, and I feel it. I start coughing, I start losing my voice and sneezing, and oh my goodness. But this can be a little segue to what I want to talk about. And now, if you have watched them on my other channel, you already know. But I keep seeing it more and more. And I think maybe the first time that I saw that I really saw this. No, I had to think about it. And I think it was sometime in 2020, the year 2020. And it was so gross. I mean, I should back up here. I am seeing these on video, okay? On videos, plural. Not one person. I've seen it on several since starting back in 2020. And they're really gross and disgusting behaviors. Now, they don't all do the same, the videos aren't the same genre, different ones. And I'm wondering, has this suddenly become socially acceptable? Now, I don't recall seeing things like that before then, and my original channel, I started making videos in it. Next month, August, will be 7 years. Okay, 7. And I watched videos, different genres. I never saw this until last year. And it could be that I just never noticed it or something. I don't know. I don't think so, because this would gross me out anyway. But last year, I guess more since what was going on since 2020, early 2020 here, a lot in the news and stuff, that made me more aware of, this is not stuff people should be doing around you, or you're not doing, I say you and I don't mean you, you know how it is. Just make it brief instead of going into detail. But anyway, I got a little headache. I had my first Moderna shot. Today would be day 10. And on day 3, I started having little headaches. Now, I cannot say that it is because of that shot. I've been under a lot of stress because of my health. So I've been under a lot of stress. It could be many things. It could be anything. I'm not a healthcare professional nor a provider. So anyway, so to get to this more. Okay, this truly disgusting stuff. It's on these videos, different people, like I said, and I have seen people do these, okay, whether they're live streaming or they are having somebody video them or they're videoing themselves, it's that they are on camera, okay, you can see their face, usually their face a little bit more, and they're doing this gross thing, especially with their noses. Okay, each individual has a nose. So they don't have more than one. They don't have noses. Anyway, and see, I just sniffed. Now something like that, yeah. Okay. But what they would do, and I mentioned this, but like I said on that other channel, they would put their thumb and their index finger, the pads of them, on their nostrils, one on each nostril, and shake it. I mean, shake it for all it's worth. And they're this is practically in their nose, and they would do that, or they would pull on their nose, like pull, and I remember, I don't know if it was one or more, but takes the like your thumb, that area right there between your thumb and your index finger, on the outside, and just rub the nose, just shaking it all over the place. And I mean, just like what would be the word for it? With such great gusto. I don't know what the word. I can't remember the word. Like I said, I have a headache, and plus this morning I haven't had all my caffeine this morning. But I mean, just it's like, what? When would it ever be socially acceptable for a person to show themselves doing this, pulling on their nose, shaking their nose, putting their thumb and forefinger, like it's practically inside of the nose, and like I said, pulling and doing that, shaking it, rubbing their hands across it, when they have a runny nose, okay. And one I mentioned, she acts like she's so superior to everybody, and then she was going shopping, showing herself. She's not going to show where she's going. She's going to be showing herself, the video on herself, and in dipping her hands in bins of stuff. Like they have, how some of them, they're barrels. Or they could be bins, or they could be, just a collection, small, like a box or something. And just sticking her hands in there after she was doing all these kinds of things, driving there. During this time, this woman gets grosser, trust me. She does stuff that nobody should ever do. Thinking that and going out, because she needed to feel good. Oh my goodness, just such disgusting. But some of them that I saw, gross, are delivery workers. People who deliver, like, from a restaurant to somebody's house. And they're doing all this stuff, then touching the bags, like the handles of the bags, and delivering it to that person. Nobody is paying for you to do such gross stuff to their stuff. But I need to say, it wasn't just that. It was a combination. Sometimes they do more than that. Okay, and it's like they run their hands through their hair, and their hair is greasy, oily. Some people call it greasy, some call it oily. Or they were sweating and rubbing their bare hands. Now, no Kleenex was ever killed in any of these. It was never used. But running their bare hands, this is all bare hands now, the nose and all, running their bare hands across their face to wipe the sweat off while they're delivering. Okay, they're in that process, whatever process they are at the time. Okay, and another one is to stick their pinky inside of their ear. It's more than one person. Stick it inside of their ear and shake it all around too. Or touch their mouth. They each have their own individual mouth. It's a funny sentence though, both of them. But touching their mouth, and like if they coughed or something, and then touching their mouth, like no Kleenex. I mean, I don't know how healthy a Kleenex would be on top of all that crap, all that stuff. I'm not a healthcare professional nor provider. But you see what I'm saying? I mean, come on. And scratching their face, You know, like they have an itch on their face, they're scratching it. What's underneath their fingernails? And some of them have really long fingernails, and they just scratch and scratch and scratch and, you know, run their hands through their hair and then their pinky in their ear and then rubbing and pulling on their nose. When is this ever socially acceptable? And even in your own home. Now, what people do in their own home, that's their business, you know. But even in their own homes, I mean, could you imagine living with somebody like that or being married to somebody like that, and maybe they're the one that does mainly the main one to do the cooking, cleaning, anything. The surfaces they're touching with their filthy hands. It just boggles my mind. You know, I don't think you have to be a certain, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think many people just realize, you know, like how you talk to cough in your elbow, kind of, you know, the crook of your arm, you know, or with preferably clothing on and stuff like this. Some people were, maybe some weren't. I remember when that first started. Before then, people were actually coughing into their hands. Okay, but at some point, that, I mean, the thing was that people did that. They weren't paying that much attention. Then it came like a big wave of people, you know, coughing in that, you know, the other side, opposite side of the elbow, you know, this kind of thing. Big wave. Now, when I think about it, yeah, that was gross, because I remember I was working at a place and a woman told me that, and I had just coughed, you know, and the habit was always coughing to my hand. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, right then I had a cough, so I clicked it off. But, you know, I know we're not perfect. I wasn't then. That was, I don't know when. But it was kind of common for people to cough into their hand. And I can remember something when I was a child about it. Okay? But what are we thinking? I think we humans have been stupid not wearing masks. Those of us living in the United States, I don't know anywhere in the United States that it's common, you know, except for people who work in healthcare, maybe. But, not all, yeah, but not all do. But I know there are countries, at least more than one, I would think, that this is a norm. But I think the rest of us have been rather stupid, because think about how a flu is, like flus and colds and anything that's like that can get, you know, gets in you. Okay, gross. But like I said, I don't get it. I mean, I'm sure I'd probably still do something that's habit from when I was a child. But I actually, one of them, I knew she was secretly watching me. Well, I had an idea that she was secretly watching me. She kept stealing my ideas. Seriously, I would make a video. She'd still, this has happened to me since I first got on YouTube 7 years, you know, almost 7 years ago. It happened to me, not the same person every time, but repeatedly, you know. And I saw one of those tipsters say, "We all do it," recently. Oh my God, no, we don't. We all don't steal. We all don't have that kind of mentality. But coincidences happen, but we don't have that consistent, you know, within the next 24 to 48 hours, we're going to put up a video that somebody else did. Oh, another. But that was one of them, and she watched me. And yeah, when you tell people, and another one, I just flat out told them, you know, well, it was kind of in a, like they were putting a question up about it, and I put up, you know, my response to the question, but my response to the question that they had to actually put up there, I included that in there, and still do it. Yeah, still do it. It is so gross. It's so gross to, you know, and yes, there is that, what some people go to is, well, just don't watch them. No, that's not resolving the issue. Okay? Yeah. Just because you put, you know, you stick your head in the sand, that doesn't mean it's still not going on. And I do believe there needs to be more people saying, hey, that's gross. Yeah, but we live in this world where people say, that's shaming somebody, and you shouldn't shame anybody. Since when? Yeah. Since when are you not supposed to say, hey, you know what you're doing? You know, if it's something that could possibly harm somebody else or themselves, you see, not just because we don't like what they do, you know, something that's not harmful to themselves and or others, you know. But people, when they're doing something wrong, like I just said, they're doing wrong and potentially hurting and harming somebody else. Oh, I can't say that more than once, but my head is starting to pound. It kind of goes in fits and starts, yeah. But anyway, but I wanted to mention that on this channel. I have more that I want to say about this, but yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, my head, it's a weird head thing, but these videos, by the way, are my stress release valve, my you know, my rant and vent pressure release valve is what I call them, for stress, really, because of my health condition. It's made worse by stress, and it's a big focus on that. And so I've been doing these for years now. When I do videos, I'm you know, pointing out the bad stuff, but good stuff in my life happens. Like I just said in the video I just made public, good stuff happens, but that's not what I'm focusing. I'm focusing on the bad to vent it out, to relieve the stress. But anyway, I think I'll wrap it up. I'll talk to you in another video. Bye.